Well. Time is 6 o'clock Saturday afternoon here. We have a surprise severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for the eastern part of the UP in Chippewa County. We'll be covering this here until roughly probably 6:30 as the storm moves over into Canada here momentarily. But NWS in Gaylord decided to go ahead and issue this warning here, and this warning is going to be in effect for areas like Dafter, Bay Mills. We're going to say Sault Ste. Marie, be alert, but I think the storm will scrape by you to the south. So Sault Ste. Marie, although you're included in that warning, I would definitely would say it's going to scoot to your south. I just wouldn't be too concerned with that storm if you're in Sault Ste. Marie at this point. Dafter, head on for you, anywhere in between there, McCarran, Rosedale, Oak Ridge, Barbaro, Barbeau, how you pronounce that? You are going to be in line for this cell. And again, main hazards with this are large hail up to quarter size, as well as 60 mile per hour winds here. And for those of you tuning in here, this is the only storm up in the UP currently, and also down further south there. If you're in the lower peninsula tonight, there is really no concern, just rain showers for you guys. This is strictly just this one singular storm up here in the UP. So again, this is going to be moving in towards Dafter, I-75 here.
There we go. I think you hear me.
Hey, Cole's here.
Yeah.
Cool. Surprised us all, but we're always ready to go here. We were live within a minute of this warning being issued. We are always ready to go here. So again, Eastern UP, Chippewa County, severe thunderstorm warning until 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, quarter size hail does look like a possibility with this storm. Let's go ahead and check out some of our products here. Actually, really can't. We can, but the closest radar here is actually a Canadian radar up here. And the closest radar besides that would be Marquette or Gaylord, which is down here. But the Canadian radar doesn't really have much in the way of VIL or hail or stuff like that. So it's not really showing much of any hail core here. And unfortunately the radar site out of Canada doesn't really show that either. Could be a little bit of hail falling there on our CC just to the south of Bay Mills, but it's really hard to depict here. On velocity as well, not really getting too much in the way of impressive velocity on this, but again, these radar beams are shooting higher up in the atmosphere, so they're not always going to see what's below a few thousand feet. So treat it as such, treat it as a warning. Definitely get some gusty winds and some large hail with the storm. And the bulk of this looks to be entering the Dafter area here along 75 just north of Kinross, heading toward Rosedale, and I'm going to say McCarran or McCarran? I'm going to say McCarran. So this is going to be tracking approximately.
We don't have the booklet yet, Ryan, so just give it your best shot.
Joel's working on a booklet of all the pronunciations of the names per county here in the state. So we're going to get there eventually, but we're probably going to butcher some in the process of getting to that point. Michigan is Michiganing. Yeah, I guess you can say so. Didn't really expect this to happen today, but again.
On the edge of a thunderstorm category, barely in it.
Right. So it's always best to be alert here, and we're always going to have you guys covered no matter where the severe is at, whether it's UP or down by the border of Indiana or over toward Port Huron. We're going to have you covered no matter the time either as well. So bulk of if there's going to be large hail with this storm, the bulk of it is going to be in this purple zone, I guess we're going to call it here, just south of Brimley, heading in toward Dafter. So where you see the heaviest reflectivity here is going to be expected, where you're going to have that largest hail being falling at that point in time, but also heavy rains here as well. Could get some downburst type of stuff. So if you're out ahead of this, like Dafter, be getting some winds, Bay Mills potentially getting some winds as well. So again, not really seeing much to talk about on radar per se, but it does show at least some pretty heavy rain, probably some hails falling there.
Yeah, we had a couple pea-sized hail reports coming in across central and western UP earlier today, so it's not surprising that this has kind of maintained its overall strength. as it's moved off to the east. So kind of just definitely a random Michigan day going on out here. But nevertheless, we were ready for it. We jumped right in here as soon as it went severe. So
yep. I had that thought earlier today, Joel, about making a stream to get ready to go, and I just didn't really justify it. So
yeah.
oh man.
What's the storm motion on that?
East southeast at roughly. Go ahead and get the warning text here. About 25 miles per hour. And these scans are approximately six minutes apart. So every scan you see here is moving about 6 minutes. So yeah, it's about 30 or so, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to just go ahead and track this using our tool here, I will get an update here. We just got a new update, so we'll redo that, so to speak. And let's click that back on, tracking this into Canada at, we'll say, 30 miles per hour. We're going to talk about some cities here. McCarran in 17, Oak Ridge in 25, Homestead in 32. That is all I see here on that. Let's go ahead and do the core of this. So the heaviest part of the storm, let's go ahead and track that and see if anything else pops in here. Rosedale at 21 minutes, Dafter at 11 minutes, McCarran at 25, Oak Ridge at 33. Again, that's for the core, the very heaviest part of the storm. It may be windy and maybe rainy before that time frame, but the bulk, potentially heavy rain, the hail, maybe some winds in there, would be around those time frames. Do we have anybody watching from the Chippewa County area? Out of curiosity, I know most of our following is in the southern part, or should I say the lower peninsula, but do we have anybody here from the UP watching us with us today? And again, if you're just tuning in with us, this is really the only storm here in the state of Michigan that poses any risk. The UP is clear. Zooming back over here to the west toward Marquette and Iron River, those areas, nothing on radar back there. Down by Gaylord area, just some scattered showers in places. Then down here in the central part and southern part of the state, again, just some showers here. So really just one storm currently of concern, and it's heading in Chippewa County towards Dafter, south of Sault Ste. Marie. So those of you who live in Sault Ste. Marie, you're A-okay, although you are included in that warning. The storm does look to be staying off to your south.
Yeah, we really weren't expecting much in the way of severe weather either, so it's quite surprising to get a warning, but here we are.
Right. Michigan is Michiganing, as Julie said here in the chat.
Yep.
This is the third or fourth day this year we've had a severe warning without a risk of some sort. Now, not to say we should have had a risk, because today would be one of those days where it just isn't justifiable. But it just goes to show you, when we have these general thunderstorm risk, you can't always rule out severe. So try Exeter, Ontario radar. That's what I'm using, I believe. No, Exeter is way far south. We're talking Ontario down by Detroit. That's way far south. Got your t-shirt today and love it. Thank you, Krista. Appreciate it. Glad you love it. Thank you, Benita, for sharing the stream. Again, I mean, a lot of people who watch us, and probably most of you guys who are watching us right now, are probably not from this county. But if you are, welcome to the stream. We got you covered.
It's always interesting to remember that that's part of the Gaylord National Weather Service county warning area up there.
Yep. When we were talking earlier about our other thing, Joel, listing cities, I'd almost put in Marquette instead of Gaylord. And I was like, wait a minute, no, that's in Gaylord's area of responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, the most of the population, the heavy population center being in Sault Ste. Marie, will get missed by the storm, although I'm not sure the population of Dafter or the traffic right now that's going up and down I-75 right now. But just to know, if there is traffic heading from Sault Ste. Marie to or from, that the heaviest core of that thunderstorm will be passing I-75 here soon, shortly. And of course, looks like that's what, M28?
Yep.
We have a few cameras on the MDOT drive map, but not really seeing too much of anything interesting. St. Marie is completely sunny, so go figure with that.
And with the radars being so far away, you can still kind of tell that there could be some sort of maybe a little bit of a downburst in there when you check on velocity. But right now, I think the main hazard is going to be that hail.
Right.
Yep.
We're getting some increase there, just near Dafter there. Probably some, like Joel just said, like an outflow winds there showing up. So, and I'm not sure the exact radar beam height at this location, but I have to assume it's probably at least 2,000 or 3,000 feet off the surface.
From Gaylord, it's 10,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here's a good example, guys. So we take Gaylord's radar down here. This is what the storm looks like 10,000 feet in the atmosphere. Like, we're not seeing anything below 10,000 feet at this point. So that's why it's important to, always take these warnings seriously, because we probably are not seeing the full picture of what's actually happening here.
Yep. Unfortunately, we're sitting there with limitation of radar distance. We wish there was radars everywhere. It'd be nice to have a radar, a lot of places in the lower peninsula of Michigan. It'd be nice to have a radar in the eastern UP as well. But, we are limited just having that storm right in between the Weather Service office in Gaylord and then the radar that Ryan's using from Canada here.
So again, if you guys live in a severe warning here for Chippewa County, it goes until 6:30, so 17 more minutes. The storm does have a nice looking, we're going to call it a hail core at this point. There in purple, heading right to Dafter. So if you are in Dafter or directly east of Dafter, so other areas here, I can zoom in and get Rosedale, McCarran, Barbo, Oak Ridge. You guys especially need to be inside, away from windows, as the storm moves your direction here. And if you are watching from Canada, it's going to cross over St. Mary's River here onto Sugar Island momentarily, as well as Nebish Island towards Richards Landing, and as well as Homestead, those general areas in the coming minutes. But right now, we're more so focused on the Michigan side of things. But if you are watching from the Ontario, we have some Ontario followers, you would be in line for those. This is just the Eastern UP incident. Not seeing any other risk besides rain for any other part in Michigan. Like, zooming out here again, going further south. Here's Gaylord, northern Michigan. Just some general showers. Mostly dry up there. Down here toward Mount Pleasant, Tri-Cities, Grand Rapids, Flint. You guys are getting some rain showers there. Although I see Drew just mentioned this diagonal rain shower here coming on shore of Lake Michigan there. Pretty cool feature there on radar. Wouldn't really be concerned about it at all. Just, some rain with it. I'm not seeing any lightning at all across the lower peninsula. So just this one storm that really just caught us off guard again and is currently severe warned.
Yep. As it's crossing I-75, if you are watching us and are, near Mackinac or wanting to head north on I-75 towards Sault Ste. Marie, or are in Sault Ste. Marie, wanting to head south towards Mackinac Islands, it'd be good to, just wait for about a, half hour until the storm passes. Like Ryan was saying, it's a pretty decent hail core in that storm right now. So, along with the potential for some gusty winds and definitely some very heavy rain. So be a good idea if you are thinking about traveling I-75 north or south, just to wait that half hour until that storm passes through, because like Ryan mentioned, there's really nothing else on radar this strong in the UP outside of some showers. Same like the lower peninsula, just rain showers. It's the one storm we're watching in Chippewa County here.
And I do want to add to that, the hail core should be probably approaching or directly over 75 right now. The radar scan right here is about 5 minutes old. So the heaviest is likely going to be crossing very, very soon on 75.
Yes, thank you, Madison. We just call it the Weather Service office in Gaylord because that is their name of responsibility there.
Check out the latest velocity on this. Getting still some brighter colors there, just north of Dafter. So probably indicating some decent winds going on there on the forward flank of this storm. Probably anywhere just out ahead of the storm too, east of Dafter as well. Winds can rush out ahead of the storm before the rain actually arrives. So just because the actual precip hasn't fallen yet, doesn't technically mean that you can't get winds out ahead of this.
Yeah, so some of the smaller towns that Ryan was naming out ahead of the storm as well: Rosedale, McCarran, Barbeau, Oak Ridge. Just because the storm hasn't got to you yet, just make sure you are taking those precautions, being inside and away from windows with that severe thunderstorm warning, just in case those outflow winds do make your way before the actual precip does.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And for those who are just tuning in, it's a severe thunderstorm warning for Chippewa County, Eastern UP. This is in effect until 6:30 p.m. It was issued at 5:59 for severe thunderstorm that was located over Brimley and moving east at 25 miles per hour. Hazards of this are 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail, so it is severe for both of those hazards. Radar indicated this time throughout this afternoon, we had a couple reports of some small hail, pea-sized, up to half-inch sized hail coming in from across central UP. And this cell kind of just kept its strength going. And now here we are as it crosses I-75 in the UP. And eventually we'll be heading into Ontario, Canada. But before it does that, we're here tracking it for you guys. If you're just tuning in, feel free to hit the like button on that. Keeps the streams going. Current temperature in Sault Ste. Marie right now, 64 with a dew point of 53.
Okay.
It's a pretty nice fall day up there.
Yeah.
Kind of like yesterday.
Yeah. Get some of the impact times, it looks like, up there, drawing that track on the deepest part of the core there where there might be some larger hail.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Dafter. It says Dafner in 3 minutes, but it's pretty much over you at that point.
Probably, yeah. So Rosedale in about 10 minutes, McCarran in about 15, Homestead in about 30.
And again, if you live in Sault Ste. Marie, you are technically under that severe thunderstorm warning here. However, the storm is going to stay off to your south. So if you are thinking about making a drive to the south, just maybe wait about a half hour to an hour as the storm passes, and you guys will be back to being A-OK. Again, that storm near Dafter crossing I-75 right now, with the threat for 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-size hail, as that continues to move east.
I will say Drummond Island is just to the south of the projected path at this current time. It is moving off to the east-southeast, but it should stay mainly to you guys' north. It looks like our warning was just trimmed.
Mm-hmm. Looks like same hazards in the updated warning there, just trim the western half of it.
Yep, still expires here in about 10 minutes. So 6:30 would be the expiration time. Basically over Dafter, just north of Dafter here. I-75 and 28 would be where the core is going to be at currently. Heading right into Rosedale, just north of McCarran here. So McCarran and Rosedale will be the two most concerning cities right now for probably some hail and perhaps some gusty winds.
We're coming up into a warmer pattern, everyone, warmer and a little bit drier. So 13th and 14th should be fairly dry as of right now. Ryan just uploaded a YouTube video on the upcoming pattern. If you want to check that out on YouTube.
It's a great video, really detailed on what to expect over the next couple of weeks as that pattern kind of shifts to a more warm and dry pattern here.
I will drop that link in chat.
Yes, and as always, it is free to subscribe on YouTube, so feel free to do that if you do have a YouTube account. It's a slow-moving storm.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That link for that video is now in chat for those of you who want to check that out. Feel free. But yeah, this is moving pretty darn slow. But
Really, I was going to say, in terms of general like weather today, it's really interesting to see the cold pool that it leaves behind. So upper or northern lower peninsula right now is in the mid 50s to even lower 60s, whereas down there by the border, Indiana, you guys are looking at mid to upper 70s right now. So that rain today has really cooled things off, especially if you live north of 96 in the lower peninsula, as well as the UP.
Yeah, down here in Kalamazoo, we had sunshine all the way through about 1 p.m., 1:30, before the clouds really started to thicken in, and we were up into the middle upper 70s for a brief while before the clouds thickened up. We cooled back off to about 70, 71, but overall here, even through the hour right now at 6:30, we haven't had any rain so far down here. It's been a pretty decent day, but that was expected, especially down here. The most of the rain being up north, along and north of I-96 and I-69, which is basically where it's been, with some increase in rain now finally south of there, towards Lansing, Battle Creek, Jackson, Flint. Those scattered showers start to increase. And everybody will get in on the showers later this evening, as like Ryan had showed that band over Lake Michigan. Those showers will continue to increase and move east, southeast. So if you haven't received the showers yet, you will in the next couple of hours.
I wonder if there's a shelf cloud ahead of that. It seems too organized to be like,
Yeah, there might be some kind of Arcus cloud with it.
something. All right, so the storm, again, waiting for the new scan coming in. This is due any time here. This is about 7 minutes old on your screen, so expect that to pop in momentarily. But this is probably moving directly into Rosedale, probably over Rosedale at this point. About to cross into Canada, the St. Mary's River here, and soon into Sugar Island. Sugar Island's actually a part of Michigan.
Wait, let me look. Where?
Sugar Island there.
Yeah.
So that's also in Michigan. So
explain why that severe thunderstorm warning covers it too.
Right. I at first glance I thought it was in Canada, but it's not. So this is going to go through the St. Mary's River into Sugar Island here. So Homestead, really no town here. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. No. Nothing really popping up here as far as names go. So just Sugar Island in general. The storm is moving basically due east with a little bit of a southward movement to it. Basically heading right just north of Homestead, we're going to call it. And there is lightning with this, as we're seeing here. We got all these little positive symbols back there indicating lightning strikes are occurring with this storm. So a lot of lightning, probably some gusty winds and large hail. Looks like it is shrinking, though, but the hail core does appear to be still there to the east of Dafter. There's your new scan. So it's entering Rosedale as we speak.
Looking at mesoband the scene here just to kind of see what's going on out there. We have a nice upper level jet zooming across the state today from west to east, upwards of 60 to 70 knots. And that's up at 6 kilometers. But yeah, if you know anybody that's up here in Eastern Upper Peninsula today, feel free to share the stream with them, especially if you're know anyone in the Sugar Island area. Just to the north of Drummond Island. Drummond Island's a big island down near the south. They're not going to be affected by it, but a little bit more south. A little bit more south than that. It's like a big there where Drummond Township is.
Oh,
that's
perfect.
Part of Michigan.
Yep. So no, you're fine there. I see a comment there from Ashley asking about that. No, you're fine there in Drummond Island.
Nope.
I was trying to find it because I figured it was close by, but couldn't locate it.
And Detroit Legend watching, there's some heavy rain northeast of Green Bay moving southeast towards Michigan. Do see that line of heavy rain. We'll see if it makes it over Lake Michigan, the entirety of Lake Michigan, towards this side of the lake here. We are watching it, though. If you flip over to Green Bay radar, Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hello there.
Yes.
It is
Or at least
developing.
I was watching it, at least.
I just noticed it. Keep an eye on that, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Joel, what do you think about this color for the box?
Is that the one I said?
It's updated from last night.
Oh, that's right, because you can't type in certain codes, right?
You're right.
That looks pretty close.
Okay. I can do a few things here to make it better.
As long as it's not yellow.
Let's try this. That's a little better.
Yeah.
Julie asked, so I should stop watering my garden. Southeast Michigan.
Eventually, Julie, we're going to get some rain tonight at some point. Probably a lot later, though. Got some showers hanging around. I think it'd be good to not water your garden, though, today. Expect some rain overnight.
So, given that the last radar scan was a couple of minutes ago at least, should be over Rosedale to just north of McCarran right now, heaviest core, part of the core. Moving in the general direction eventually of Homestead, maybe just slightly to the north, but right around Homestead on Sugar Island there. Again, north of Drummond Island. While you guys may be seeing some heavy rain here in Drummond Island there, looking at the radar as we zoomed out there, the heaviest core, the area of concern at least, is that core by east of Dafter near Rosedale. Looks like the warning was just canceled.
Perfect.
All right.
And the special weather statement as well.
Yep. So
Must not have reports coming out of the area. All right. You guys want to end it there then?
it's good with me.
Fine with that. Until something else surprises us.
Yeah, of course. We'll keep an eye on everything. If something else pops up, we'll pop back in.
All righty. You guys have a safe evening. We'll probably see you guys, if not tonight, tomorrow for sure at 7 p.m. for our weekly live stream update. So
That's right.
Of course.
See you guys tomorrow, if not before then. Peace.
Good
See
night.
you, everybody.